Obscured memories. What do they present? What is here? What happened? I had no choice. Anyone would see that. I have not made any progress in this direction, Pineleaf. Not yet, anyway. Go back to the entrance of these halls of memory. There is another avenue to pursue. Another avenue. What else are we going to find out here? And will it lead us to better understanding on what is going on? Worry not, Pineleaf. Progress, however slow, remains progress. Spare me this look of disappointment, Pineleaf. I have not been idle, and while the course of study has come to an early end, there is another avenue upon which I have now success. I told you that Voin filled the Black Book with much talk of the far Gothol. Indeed, it seems to have been an obsession of his. The reading was slow, and for a time I paid it little mind, for I could not see how it might relate to the rest of the writings. But I am a wizard. I am Gandalf. I was seized with a sudden inspiration and knew there must be an element that I missed, a kernel of useful information buried within the constant talk of the far Gothol. And so there was. Yes? Voin's desire to find the far Gothol is not unusual for his kind. But in this he is unusual. He speaks of seeking the far Gothol in the company of a long-bearded king. What? I do not know if Thrain is serious about this expedition. It matters not, so long as he supplies us with the food and equipment. The far Gothol awaits! I can feel it! Onward, Pineleaf. There is more to learn. The far Gothol. With the long-bearded king. Gandalf mutters to himself as he searches for the right page. Yeah, right. And twisty, 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 twisty. Twisted memories. Okay. Voin adventured into the Grey Mountains in search for the far Gothol. Why did King Thrain agree to lead an expedition in search of the far Gothol? His father Nine had been slain in Moria, along with many of his people, and the survivors gathered in the Grey Mountains. They dwelt for a time here in the Steel Keep, and reopened several of other mines, but it was not enough. If he could make use of the Zelruka to find a more suitable home, with wealth to rival the lost Khazad-dûm, he would do so. King Thrain's desire to find the far Gothol could not match that of Zelruka with whom he allied. He gave up the search after only a few years, but still found Erebor beneath the lonely mountain. But Voin remained, and his account has to say about the fruitless search. I say fruitless, but it was not truly so. You can make some sense of what he encountered? Anything here? Ho, strangers! Who goes there? And for what purpose? It is a dwarf. I am called Magaldir. My boon companions and I mean you no harm. You are an elf? That is true. The mountains are no place for an elf. I think it's less true, Master Dwarf. We go where evil lurks and oppose it. Do you know evil when you see it then? Thus far, as well as any. There is evil in Gundabad, they say. It makes my own search difficult. It may be that we can find a common purpose, Master Dwarf. Judging from how often Mugler's name appears in the Black Book, Voin has made a fast friend. Their adventures brought them up to down the Grey Mountains and as far as Gundabad. But who was this elf? Does he appear anywhere but within the pages of the Black Book? He does. Ooh. He does. Where else, I wonder? Now, what's down the next hall? Other than away from the sound of that waterfall, Gandalf looks from the Black Book of Mordor as he strokes his beard. Okay. And down the halls, we see fire and destruction. Outside of Voin's book, the name Magalir appears only once. Oh? And where's that? Almost 2,000 years before this encounter with Voin and the Arid Mithrin, an elf named Magaldir served beneath the King Gil-galad during the siege of Barad-dûr. His name appears in the list of elves who maintain the fortifications of an encampment in Mordor, called Echad in Ithil. But that is all. If he performed any heroic deeds on behalf of the Last Alliance, they are not recorded. Indeed, if it were not for the frequent mentions of his name in the Black Book, I should think he perished during the siege. So many questions remain. But survive he did, for 2,000 years later, he encountered Voin. Interesting. My study of the Black Book of Mordor has only raised further questions. Only further questions. That is all I have learned so far, Pineleaf. I will take some days to learn more, but I am confident Voin and Magaldir will not keep their secrets from me for long. No, they will not. And what will we do to learn more, Gandalf?
It is clear that Kiel's thrice-great-grandfather Voin has much yet to tell us.
Yes, he has much more to tell us if we can solve the mystery that he left behind.
But I see we have a visitor.
Well, what do you want, newcomer? You have a message for Pineleaf? Then deliver it! Are you not aware that a wizard's time is valuable? I presume he means himself as a wizard, because he certainly can't mean me. Yes. Who? Ah, a Gelrica messenger.
I did not mean to cause offense.
Everyone knows that wizards are quick to anger, but I did not expect the wick to catch so swiftly. I have a message for you, Pineleaf, from a mutual friend. He asked me to send you to him on the road to the Glimmerdeep with as much haste as you can manage. As fast as the wind, he said to me. Well, now I have delivered the message, and I will take my leave, and more importantly, I'll leave the wizard to his books, and in peace. Very well, thank you. The road to the Glimmerdeep. Why do they want me there? It appears that Vuthro is back on his feet. Hello there, and he's got the staff with him.
I was told Karsgar was slain, but I did not believe it. I do not.
Yes, I did not follow Horin to the Anvil, Pineleaf, as you and Durin requested. And when the expedition returned with word that Karazgar had been slain by the Herald of Winter, my friends told me I was avenged. But I knew it was not so. I knew in my bones that Karazgar still lived, but none of the scouts has seen any sign of him since the expedition returned. We know he's a master of stealth. Did he not prove his ability to move silently when he first ambushed us, cutting my leg with his cruel blade and robbing me of my fleetness? If he does not wish to be found, even the most alert of our scouts will not find him. I stood nearby and listened as Horin gave his report to Enoch, who succeeded Botu's Frostblood as the leader of my people here in Skarhald. And I think they missed something important. Karazgar had control over much of the Frost Horde. Yes, did he not use its drakes and worms to attack us? But the power derived from his mastery over Vithug Wintermine. According to Horan's account, Karazgar began to lose control over Vithug as his battle turned against him, and with Vithug perished, the Drake died cursing his former master. What if Karazgar control over the Frost Horde perished with Vithug, Pineleaf? Instead of scouting from on high from Karazgar, I instead watched for strange behavior on the part of frost drakes in the mountains. And behold, I saw many other creatures moving with single-minded purpose, not on behalf of Karazgar. No, I think they are seeking him, wounded as he is, for the time true purpose, same purpose as I. I think the drakes seek him for vengeance, Pineleaf. If we follow their tracks, they may lead us to Karazgar. I saw them south of here. Hurry there, and I will follow behind and catch up as I can. Alright, he's not swift yet, but maybe healed enough to be useful. Find the Frostdrake tracks to the south along the road. Alright. Didn't I just come from that way? But I wasn't looking for Frostdrake tracks at the time. But I do see signs of goblins. That is undeniable. And we do have to deal with those also because they can be quite annoying to come into. At least that's my opinion on the matter. Now, about those Frostdrake tracks. Now, how do you see Frostdrake tracks? Well... Ah! Yeah, those are tracks, alright. Well... Oh! That's not a Frostdrake. That is an orc. Definitely an orc. Lots and lots of orcs all over the place. Now, let's see if I can find some more of these tracks. And we head further down here. Oh, another set of tracks. Okay, that's good. A partially hidden path leads among the rocks to the northwest. Alright. If this is you when you're slow, I don't know how you were when you were fast. Woo!
The tracks have led us here. We should climb this path and see where it goes.
Yes, this is where the tracks have led us, Pineleaf. Karazgar may be stealthy enough to hide from Longbeard and Zhelruka scouts, but it seems he has found more difficult to escape the sight of Frost Horde. Many drakes and worms came this way, and if I am right, they seek to avenge the death of Vithug Wintermine. We should climb this path and see where it goes, but remain alert. If I'm right, we may find Karazgar at the end of it, and perhaps at his end as well. Well, that we'll have to find. Up, up, and up. Ooh, look what we've got here. Is Karazgar inside? Or a flight of drakes? Looks like a number of worms. Are they sleeping? No, they're probably dead. Well, that probably means that this is Karazgar's lair then.
This must be Karsgar's lair.
Yes.
He launched his attack on Scarhold.
Can you smell it? The stench of evil is all over the cavern. Sure that's just not the stench of dead worms? Well, I suppose that's a possibility too. Let's see. I suppose I could take that for now.
We need to learn what happened here.
Go forward with caution, Pineleaf, and I will follow behind. Worms of the Frost Horde, or Karazgar himself, may lay within for us further ahead. I think we have cornered the Weeping Warrior in his lair, and a cornered animal is made more dangerous. Remain alert for a threat, no matter what it might be. Karazgar cornered. The drakes of the Frost Horde were slain by sharp instruments. Well then. Judging from the injuries, this drake engaged in a fierce battle before it was slain. Well, one could guess whom it was fighting at the time. Good grief. Well, I think this strengthens our hypothesis by a great deal. Rust. Rust. Rust and rime. And blood. Steam still rises from the blood, even in the cavern's cold air, which means it is fresh. Very fresh. Yes. The tunnel opens into a large cavern filled with corpses of worms and dregs. Yep. But where is... Hold on. See anything is here. This drake corpse is warm to the touch. Well, that should be no surprise. But where is Karazgar? I don't understand it, Pineleaf. Where's Karazgar? It is clear from the butchery here that he engaged in battle with the Frost Horde that tracked him to his lair. But if he was the victor, as it seems to have been, where has he gone? He gained strength by drinking blood. By drinking blood. It may give him just enough strength to escape. I need to think. When Vithug died, Karazgar's control over much of the Frost Horde died with him. His last chance to regain that control was to dominate the Herald of Winter, but she proved far too powerful for his tricks. Grievously wounded and bleeding, he cast aside his blade and fled from Winterstith. At Hremel's command and fueled by hate, drakes from the Frost Horde followed Karazgar back to his lair, where he remained himself and fought for his life. Did he win this engagement? He must have survived, for his body does not lie among the corpses of his foes. Where could he have gone? What would he still wish to? He cannot have returned to Scarhold, can he? Is his hatred for us such that he would seek to destroy my people rather than rest and recover from his injuries? We can't stay here, Pineleaf. We must return to Scarhold at once. At once. Good to be out of that cave, that's for sure.
Wait a moment.
That was the exit to the escape tunnel that the Jaruka discovered in the rear of Scarhold Keep. But I thought it had collapsed. Why, then, has the rubble been removed? The cave mouth cleared. I don't like this, Pineleaf. Who opened this passage again? And for what purpose? The tunnel has been opened again. What's in there? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of Pineleaf in the North Kingdoms.